Well, in the United States, the cattle industry represents the largest segment of agriculture. Much of the industry is pleased to see Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt as the nominee for the Environmental Protection Agency Administrator. Joining us now by phone is Executive Vice President of the Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association, MichaelKelsey. Michael, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, Janet. Thank you very much.
So when exactly is the confirmation taking place for Scott Pruitt?
The confirmation hearing for General Pruitt for EPA Administrator is next week on the 18th. He'll be in front of the Senate EPW committee is the first step, and then, of course, would go before the full floor Senate for a vote. It's very important for the cattle industry to voice to our senators that we're strongly in support of General Pruitt as Administrator of EPA, so much so that we worked with our sister organizations. About 37 state cattlemen's associations have signed a joint letter to the committee saying we support General Pruitt as a common-sense, science-based administrator of EPA who understands that environment and agriculture are not opposing terms, rather they're cooperative terms. And in fact, farmers and ranchers are the original stewards. It's vitally important that we make sure our senators know that as he moves forward.
Why do cattlemen like General Pruitt so much?
He's just a great guy to work with. I've had the great honor to work with him as our Attorney General here in Oklahoma. He's again, very common sense oriented. He's got an open door policy. And I think in this sense, especially in light of federal agencies, he has a full understanding and is supportive that the Constitution provides that Congress sets the laws. The agencies enforce the laws. So he is not going to be a rogue administrator going after property rights, going after some of the things that we've seen in the past regarding environmental issues that we've seen coming out of EPA. He's going to be a common sense, science-oriented person with an open door policy, a true public servant that we can work with to make sure that we benefit agriculture and the environment jointly together. We're excited about his nomination.
How do you suggest farmers and ranchers across the country communicate their support?
That's a great question, Janet. And what we encourage you to do is call your U.S. Senate office. And there's a couple of key states that are vitally important, Montana, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Those are key states. We need cattle producers in those states to call your U.S. Senate office and tell them we support Scott Pruitt as EPA Administrator. If we can get a grassroots movement to do that, that'll really be beneficial, and it'll show Congress, it'll show the U.S. Senate that we support a common sense-based approach to the Environmental Protection Agency working with agriculture rather than in opposition to us.
All right, Michael, thank you very much for your time today. Again, Executive Vice President of the Oklahoma Cattlemen's Association, MichaelKelsey, joining us on the phone from Norman, Oklahoma.